Martha Grover, Energy Efficiency Manager for the City of Melrose and a community volunteer.
I am Chris Rodolico. I am the owner of Follow Your Art, which is a community art studio in Melrose, and I am also a Melrose volunteer.
I'm Jen Blessa. I work for Follow Your Art, and I'm a community volunteer.
Hi, I'm Jessie Schmidt. I'm the Solid Waste and Recycling Coordinator for the City of Melrose and a community volunteer.
I really like the idea of combining art, community art, and social action, and I also really like the idea of bringing art to as many different people as possible. And I like for people to be able to participate in an art project who don't identify themselves as artists. And if you can do that in a way that also has a social message, then I think that you have something pretty special for an entire community. So. Communitree Art is a two-part community project that involves cleaning up the parks and conservation areas of Melrose, and then also transforming trash and recycled items into a community art installation at the Melrose Arts Fest.
I came here to help clean up the park.
We wanted to keep the park clean because we know lots of people like hiking there, and it's just like we don't like seeing lots of trash everywhere, and they probably don't either.
I think it really gets the community involved and gets the community thinking that we can help the environment.
And it's like really fun, and it's also helping the environment, so it's like 2 in 1.
And I loved the idea of taking all these things that are waste and making them into something beautiful. And so we talked about, all right, do people want to donate something and then we'll make some type of art out of that, or do we want to make it a bigger thing and have everyone participate in cleaning the city? And that idea was just right away, we loved it.
Yeah, that was a great idea. And what I like about that is it really kind of steps up the whole community art piece.
Even if we're helping to pick up trash, it'll just go to waste, and then if we make it out of something, that's reusing. So we could reuse all of the trash to make something that people, it's something that appeals to people's eyes.
I think it's such a fun idea. I hope it sees a larger audience than just Melrose, because it's a way of people really seeing how they can make a difference in their community.
Yeah, I think for me also there was this sense of, these are our parks, this is our city, this is also our trash.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Let's get out there together and take some ownership of it and clean it up, pick it up, and create it into something new and better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think that in organizing this park cleanup, what was amazing is the number of people who stepped up in these leadership roles to organize. You know, they were telling me, oh, I've got 3 people, I've got a few, and then all of a sudden the day of they had 50 people show up.
Right.
They had no idea they had tapped into this interest in doing this.
Right.
I mean, it almost at every school PTO, they had way more people show up than they thought would, but they also owned some of it because they had organized their own group to do it. So I thought that worked out really well too.
And the next step is so exciting.
The next step is really exciting. I'm really excited about this. There's the trash picking aspect of it, which is going to be an adventure.
Yes.
And we'll see if anybody wants to get involved with that. But I think it should be a lot of fun.
Hopefully, when this art piece is done, it'll travel around the community as a reminder to always keep our community clean, green, and always recycle.
It was really fun to drive around.
Yeah.
It was really fun to drive around town on Saturday and look at parks and see, because you could actually see the difference, and that was so exciting to see.
It's remarkable.
Well, all I can say is reduce, reuse, recycle.
A successful endeavor if one additional person is walking down Main Street and when they see a piece of trash, they pick it up and put it where it belongs instead of just walking over it.
When we were younger, we thought everyone was on our side. Then we grew a little and romanticized the time I saw flowers in your hair.
I think it was a big success. I think that we got a lot of people in. There were a lot of new faces. I didn't expect as many new people who had never even heard of the project for the cleanup. So it was nice that we could get two different parts of the population. You could get people who were at the cleanup and then these new people who could come in who were really interested in hearing the story of what we did. And that was kind of fun.
I also think it was awesome to see the people come back from the cleanup.
They were looking
and
for their
say,
trash.
I want to find my trash. I picked up this bottle. I want to put it on the tree. And they were so excited to do both parts.
Yeah.
So I agree. It was great to have new people along with the people who were waiting for the event to put their trash on the tree. Yeah.
Well, we're a few weeks back when they were cleaning up the parks, we volunteered to help clean up the parks in Melrose as part of our Cub Scout troop. And we knew that this was not just about recycling, but also about art. And we wanted to come see the full project to its completion. So we're here today to make a little bit of art with the things that we picked up in the park in Melrose.
Art, and we were here to like make cool things and hang them on the trees.
Under the pines, I'm thumbing my way to North Carolina, staring up the road and pray to God I see it.
Really excited about in terms of this project is that it's just a great way to just bring everybody together and show everybody like what all the things that we tend to throw away are really worth and just how much of it is out there. So people did a great cleanup project, and it's just a great way to bring the message across.
Hey, Mama, rock me.
Well, when I made this, I kind of had a really good idea that it would kind of act like a little lantern. So I didn't really think this through. And then just after it, I just had the idea of doing something wild and crazy. Because these each stand for something. This one stands for happiness. This one stands for niceness. This one stands for green thumb. This one stands for the maturity of others. I picked this little bottle to use because it was really, really, really small. And I picked the yellow duct tape to kind of show that this is holding together by the amazing force of helping each other. It's important to recycle because the world is not really just a big trash can. You should treat it with respect, like how you treat your stuff and your stuffed animals.
Hey, Mama, rock me. Rock me, Mama, like the wind.
I think by engaging the children and actually adults as much as children to take a new perspective on the things you see on the ground, how you act, how you live your life, and I think these will go to, my hope is every school in the city and have a little parade around town as an example of our recycling program, which is tremendous, and the many volunteers that made this possible.
We found this thing, which is like a cup thing. I don't really know. Gatorade. Yeah, Gatorade bottle probably, the bottom of Gatorade bottle, and we're stuffing it with stuff. And then we're gonna put a top on it, maybe like out of that. Oh really? Okay. Yes, we're doing that.
Some kind of magic. I
I think what it's going to do is help people see that sometimes what we throw away can be made into beautiful things. I also think it's going to be pretty cool because I guess these are going to be put in the schools and other places. So I think kids will first of all go by and go, oh, I did that or I did that, and that's always fun, as well as just kind of recognizing that what we throw away maybe shouldn't have been thrown away, or there's other uses for it. So I think it's very cool. These are really exciting.
I think it was really cool to see the different age groups that participated. I was anticipating it'll probably be mostly kids, and it turned out all ages. Adults came and spent time, 10 minutes up there creating something really interesting. So it was awesome to see that the project really did span different ages.
People are always thinking that you have to make art out of like really expensive things. So it kind of shows that you can make art out of anything, just like this. I'd show you that this is my second piece of artwork I've made out of the top of a bottle, which was already cut. So I slammed the top a little bit with the hammer so that it widened, and then I added on these little paper beads and then glued on some cloth.
Most stories have a hero who finds.
And that we're not taking trash and putting it on the tree, we're taking trash and we're transforming it into art that we're then incorporating into this community art installation. And so my hope is that with some distance, we've got these trees now, as they make their next step and people get to see them more for what they are, that they're not going to look like a trash tree. I mean, I was looking at them thinking, if I didn't know the whole story, I wouldn't first think
that's trash.
That's trash. No, I would look and see, oh, there's some kind of interesting stuff going on there, but it doesn't look like trash stepping in with fresh eyes, I don't think. And that was the whole idea.
Communitree Art is a project supported by Mayor Dolan and the City of Melrose, along with the Messina Grant, Melrose Cultural Council, and Melrose Arts Fest.